Good morning, everybody. I'm going to start this live stream by apologizing in advance if our live stream gets cut out, because we've had some technical issues in the last couple of weeks, but I think it's down to YouTube, not us. Fingers crossed. But in the meantime, while we are running and we are live, this is the Tuesday morning vidIQ live stream where we take a look at your channels and audit them. As always, let's do this.
vidIQ.
vidIQ.
vidIQ.com.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to vidIQ. My name is Rob, and you are watching the Tuesday morning channel live stream. What we do here is we take channels from the audience in the community and we give them as much tips, tricks, and advice as possible. Last week, you had on Travis, and we also had on Liron, and it feels as if you're looking at the B team these days, and the B team is myself and, of course, Jeremy Vest, who we sent off to audit school in the last couple of weeks. I don't think you've seen Jeremy for a couple of weeks, but he's returned, refreshed, and ready to audit your channels. Jeremy, welcome to our community as always.
Thanks for having me.
And we are saying hello today to the following. That include the Daily Snail, Sadia Mia, Lot, Yefus Gaming Kamel, JK Southwest. We've also got Tat Gaming in here as well, and Michael Sharo, and also Kylie's Big Pig. Wow, that is a fantastic username there. Jeremy, who else have we got in the live stream this morning?
We have Miles Travel Channel, Korea, The Beard Jeeper, VC3 Productions, T and Shardinia, Toxic Games, Brom versus Zelm, The Daily Snail again, and Mr. Slash.
Isn't it hilarious where we're not sure how to pronounce the username? We kind of go, the Mega Yeah, welcome to all of you. We've got a few more in here as well. Smooch T and the Ninth Doctor, Craft with Marbella and Mummy. Wow, these are going so fast these days, it's very difficult to keep up with all of them. But thank you, of course, for everybody joining us, including Joe Boy, who's just given us a €1 super chat there. Just to introduce ourselves, if you are new to vidIQ, we are the YouTube tool and YouTube channel that aims to educate you on your YouTube journey. We have an amazing piece of software that will help you research YouTube, analyze every single video on YouTube, audit your own channel, and take actionable steps that will help grow your channel. And what we do here on the actual YouTube channel is we practice what we preach. We do videos every Mondays and Fridays, but we also do live streams throughout the week. And today's live stream is all about auditing your channels. We literally take a look at any channel, doesn't matter what the size is, what the topic is, and Jeremy and myself will try and give you our advice based on our experience on the platform. And what you need to do if you want your channel to be audited is check out the video description. There is a link in that description. It takes you to a Google form. I think you need to fill out 3 different fields like name, channel, subscribe account, and the link, and we will bring it up on our screen and we will just talk about it. And as we always say, Jeremy and I, is that even if you do not get your channel audited directly, the advice we give you applies to so many other channels throughout YouTube. So just to give you a quick guidelines here, we've just said fill out the form in the video description. Do not ask for a audit in the live stream chat because we're not monitoring it actively and you will be put in timeout for that. Please use a form that is provided. Super chats, while very welcome as a financial donation to the channel, does not guarantee you a review because we want to try and keep this free. Apologies in advance if we do not audit your channel this week. Jeremy, have a guess. How many channels are we up to already this week for possible submissions?
I'm going to guess 100.
137. It just gets bigger and bigger every single week. We'll try to audit as many as we can this week. If you do not get your channel audited this week, we have an amazing channel audit tool that allows you to almost like jump into everything that you would get from one of us. It's almost like your 24/7 YouTube consultant working for you every single day. And it talks about not only your videos, but your channel, everything. I'm just going to show you a quick screenshot here. This is what it looks like. It's telling us all sorts of stuff about our channel right now. Like, we're down a little bit on views, but we're still doing relatively well. But these are all of the videos that are doing well for us. And this is all of the search terms that are bringing in views to our channel. Stuff that could use work, metadata, things we can fix. This is like your essential card for your YouTube channel, and yeah, we have that as an amazing tool which you should definitely check out if you do not get audited this week. And Jeremy, I always leave this bit to you. Obviously we can't audit every single channel, but why is that not the most important thing about this live stream that we do every week?
Because it's all about learning how we do this so you can do it for yourself and your friends and your family. So if you take our philosophies and you apply those to your channel, I promise you even better results than us auditing your channel, right? So we want to teach you how to fish. We want to show you how we actually do these audits so you can apply them to your own channel with, you know, probably 200 or 300 audits by end of this session. We obviously can't do all of your audits, but don't get upset with us. Internalize our questions, take that and make your own success.
Yeah, and I think, Jeremy, we've been doing this for around about a year now, and we've probably audited somewhere in the region of, I'm going to guess here, 200 to 300 channels at this point. So throughout all of the channels that we've audited, we've probably looked at almost every single topic that we can think of. Mind you, saying that, we'll find something that's completely new this week and a really interesting topic to look at. But yeah, we've got a massive back catalogue of information now, which you can check these previous live streams and how they might apply to your channel. And I would say one final thing is that I'm a video creator, Jeremy is a video creator, we have years of experience on YouTube, but we are, I would say, more passionate enthusiasts rather than experts. And our advice is based off of general guidance, what we've learned, but sometimes that doesn't work for every single channel. So you may hear what we say, you try it and it doesn't work for you. That's fine. You can listen to other YouTube experts, take their advice. Maybe none of it works for you, but if you've tried everything in the YouTube universe of education and people have told you what to do and it doesn't work, that's fine. At least you've known how to do that. You can try something different. The worst thing we want you to do is do the same thing over and over again and expect something different to happen. And with all that being said, Jeremy, are you now ready to audit some of our channels from the awesome community here? Great stuff. I was just hearing, by the way, we did sort of drop out a little bit there with a brief drop. I do apologize for that. Hopefully it won't happen again. But with all that now being said, Jeremy, are you ready to look at our first channel? Can you see my screen?
Yes, and I can see your screen.
Okay, right. So I'm going to play my transition there, which shows that we are now doing some channel audits. And the first channel we are looking at today is the secret mindset. In the channel banner, seems fairly obvious what you are trying to educate your users, viewers with. Stock trading and investing. Channel still growing at the moment, just over 1,000 subscribers, so congratulations to you there. And then what we see in the thumbnails are some good YouTube fundamentals. There is the hero in the thumbnail, along with what you would expect from maybe stocks and trading, like graphs going up and down and greens and reds, and some consistency here as well, and not much text either, which I think is all generally good elements here, Jeremy. I think there's some areas where we could maybe tweak this and improve it. What would you say about this on first summary of the channel?
Can you sort by most viewed? I have a theory.
Okay, Jeremy's got a theory here. Let's see if it is proven by sorting by most popular. So we got a couple here on pivot points and oscillating for day trading. Wow, some really technical jargon terms there. What are you thinking here?
So my theory is when you actually use keywords that people are searching for versus just titles that you're putting out, like day trading strategies and how to use the blah, blah, blah day trading. When you're using these keywords that are very specific to the search intent in which people are searching for, you're doing better. If you could sort by newest now.
Yep.
I want to show you this in theory here.
Just let our community know, this is something that we often do here, is we sort by most popular to find out what's your best performing videos, and then try and work out if you're leveraging your best performing videos in your daily, day-to-day type of content. So what are we now looking at here, Jeremy?
So 4 weeks ago, you had best moving averages, which I know because I've done marketing in day trading companies and stock trading companies in the past that trading strategies and best moving averages are terms people are searching for. Now, if you look at the last 3 videos, which did not get as many views, I doubt that those keywords that you use in the title are as profound or searched for as much as best moving averages and proven trading strategy.
Yeah.
So one thing I would do is I would find a way to always use terms, broader category terms like best day trading strategy or something like that in most of your videos towards the beginning of the titles, so that people know what you're about. And then at the end of the title, you actually talk about what strategy you're using.
What do you think about this channel in terms of its visual appeal? I think it's quite strong here. There's some good consistency throughout. The video creator is in every thumbnail. Maybe he needs to be blown up a little bit and more emphasis on him. And I feel as if I mean, obviously this is about trading and graphs are always really important, that whether they're going up and down. And there seems to be that communication in each thumbnail. So I think really strong there. Would you agree? Where are the tweaks that the creator could make to improve it a little bit more?
I would actually say, and I'm not trying to be mean, but I'm just giving you our first impressions, that you don't particularly look as trustworthy as you should because I can't see the whites of your eyes. So I would blow up your face probably 3 or 4 times bigger than it currently is.
Yep.
And have more emotion. So, you know, think about what makes you want to smile at someone else. When someone's smiling back at you, when you can see the whites of their eyes, when they're moving their hands, because nonverbal communication is greater than verbal communication. So find ways to be trustworthy looking. You know, this old saying, that guy's shady because maybe the eyes are shady. There's a few of these where you can't see perfectly the whites of your eyes. So it's just not going to allow you to be as trustworthy as you can be. What do you think about that?
I'm never going to accuse a video creator of being untrustworthy, but I do get your point in that what I can see here, Jeremy, is
and I'm not saying they're not.
I know, yeah.
I
think we're going to the extreme to make a point here, aren't we? And the thumbnails are evolving. Like before, it was just graphs and numbers and imagery. Now the video creator is being in each thumbnail, so there is an evolution there. But I think you're absolutely right. In each of these, it's almost as if the video creator has been told that you probably need to be in a thumbnail, but he's not confident enough to really sell himself in the thumbnails. Like he's quite dark, or he's in like one of the corners, and maybe not just blown up and enough to be really strong in each of the thumbnails. So yeah, I definitely agree with that. One final thing I will say with the channel as well is that you've been around for around about a year, and it looks as if you took a break at some point, and now you're pushing out content on a relatively consistent basis, and the channel seems to be growing quite nicely. 1,000 subscribers, view counts look to be in the thousands or hundreds, sometimes more than subscribers, so that seems really strong. As Jeremy said, sometimes depending on the specific keyword that you're looking at, the views drop a little bit, but I think there's some really strong things here. The one final thing I would say is that you've got a community tab now and you haven't used it yet, so maybe start experimenting with that community tab to create a better connection with your audience. So that's we spent a little time on the secret mindset one because I think there was a lot of good things to look at here, and now we will move on, Jeremy, and I'll let you lead here with first impressions on this one, which is Mishaans lifestyle, 17,000 subscribers on first impressions. What do you think this channel is about?
I would say like bargains, like, you know, buying stuff on a bargain.
Seems to be that way, doesn't it? Yeah. Why would you say that? I'm just trying to get into the mindset of a viewer and why this is important.
I would say that first off, I see Big Bazaar and Dmart. When we were in London, Dmart, there's a lot of creators that are doing Dmart styled ads and reviews.
Yeah.
So I guess under first impression, I would think that it was either talking about deals, offers, or hauls. So one question I have for the creator is, are they in India? And the reason I asked that question specifically is, for some reason, from a cultural perspective, a lot of creators in India have a billion times more things going on in their thumbnails and in their fonts and things than other countries.
Yeah, we do talk about this a lot, don't we? And I think the answer is yes. Looking at the currency character that's used, I think that's rupees, which would suggest that it is an Indian-based channel. And yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, we often suggest with thumbnails is that the more simple they are, the more impact of a single story of it you can tell. And we would generally recommend that, let's say, take this one, for example, where there's 4 different products it looks like. You would usually take one of these items, blow it up and have a price there. But as you say, there's cultural difference, and certainly in the Indian Asian region, is to have thumbnails that are more complex, and it seems to be working well for this video creator. Very spiky views in terms of 17,000 subscribers. Some videos get 2,000 views, others get 104,000 views. So again, what I would be doing here, just like Jeremy did in the previous channel audit, is sort by most popular and say, is there a particular keyword or a shop that which you visit gets big views? And it looks like DMart and Big Bazaar they dominate 7 of the most popular videos that you've done, ranging in the hundreds of thousands whenever you look at these topics. So I think awesome stuff. And this is interesting here, Jeremy, just a really small thing, this sort of intrigue in the titles. Again, we wouldn't usually recommend this, but every time she includes "watch this" as one of the first words in the titles, that seems to bring in a tremendous amount of views. Any interesting thoughts on, and including 2019 as well, so making it time relevant. What do you think about that?
I think that all deals and bargains happen within specific like holidays and time periods, so it actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
What's kind of interesting to me, like the video with 501,000 views, is they really didn't talk about a holiday or a specific thing. Just watch it before May 15th or May. We know that is not a keyword rich video. So whatever happened, my guess is people clicked, the click-through rate of this thumbnail was great, and the velocity in which people started sharing this and getting views and comments was very, very great. And then YouTube promoted it. So if I had to guess, I would guess that 80 to 90% of the views came specifically from YouTube promoting it because of how fast the video got views.
It'd be fascinating to know as well what the click-through rate and views are like after May 15th, whether it's sustained that momentum or whether it's completely dropped off. And maybe if it's dropped off significantly, we don't usually recommend this, but maybe tweaking the title to see if you can get some velocity, or if it's still doing really well, leave it alone. One thing I would finally say for the channel is that this channel banner now doesn't seem to reflect your channel at all. You talk about DIY, skincare, lifestyle and vlogs. This channel to me seems like some sort of bargain haul channel, so updating the channel banner might be advisable there. I'm just going to check on the community tab. Are you using it? You seem to be using it on a regular basis, which is good, so I'll give you thumbs up there. So Mishaans lifestyle channel getting a lot of views. Subscriber count is somewhere, it's always a difficult one with such channels because viewers tend to be visiting to get a good deal rather than understand the video creator. So maybe there's calls to actions and more personality that you could use in your videos to increase the sub count. I'm not sure if it's at where you want it to be right now, but a fantastic channel all the same. All right, we've gone from stock trading to bargain hauls. Now, Jeremy, we're going to go into one of our favorite topics, which I think is beauty. I mean, we know a lot about this sector, as always. Laura Bailey TV, 600 subscribers. And when I look at the thumbnails, instantly what we're seeing here is who is the hero of the channel. It is clearly Laura, who's in every single thumbnail more or less, and focusing on very much what they're trying to sell to the viewer. Like if you use natural wedding makeup, your eyes are going to look like this. And I think it's some really powerful thumbnails for a small channel trying to break into this very saturated market. What are your first impressions as we look through Laura Bailey TV's channel?
I would say that my first impressions is this looks like a channel that could have 100,000 subscribers.
Yeah. I didn't want to say that, but yeah, I agree with you there, Jeremy.
And I've done a lot of beauty, channel strategy for big brands, and I will say when it comes to beauty, the title and the thumbnail are sometimes actually more important than the content.
I was just going to ask you, like, so you say this channel looks like it has 100,000 subscribers if we couldn't see the sub count. Give me 3 reasons why that is to help our community here.
Besides the last thumbnail, the consistency of the pinkish background.
Yep.
Makes it look like a brand, and that particular shade of pink that they're using is very elegant, and it looks like professional to me.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The second thing is the size of her face, the 3 E's of her eyes, excitement, and emotion. Most of her videos have the whites of her eyes and the YouTuber faces going on. So the 3 E's are done very, very well.
Yep.
And the third thing would be those 2 thumbnails in the upper right-hand corner, where when you're showing specifically a particular part like eyes or eyebrows or whatever, you really do want to zoom into those specific things. So those are the 3 reasons I think it just looks super professional and elegant. And also the actual titles, like using the word Jeffree Star, which is one of the biggest YouTubers in the world.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That just really seems to have a lot of strategy in this channel, as if this person either studies beauty vloggers or is a professional YouTuber. I would just say this person really seems to know what they're doing. What's interesting, my 9-year-old daughter knows a lot about YouTubers because she's a YouTube watcher. And she's like, oh, you would never use that title because this and that perspective. And it's really interesting. If you really want to become a better YouTuber, watch YouTube videos and understand your industry and your topic and your niche.
Next week, we are doing a beauty channel special, and we're going to have Jeremy's daughter on to audit all of those channels, so do stay tuned for that. It's a great point that you bring up here, Jeremy, about, we call this fame hacking, don't we, or trend following, or brand, how can I think of a word that alliterates well with brand, brand bounce. Like Primark here is a famous English clothes shop, and this channel is certainly trying to find where their strength is in terms of what's going to bring viewers. And the Jeffree Star one is one where it's outperformed its subscriber counts. It's reached just a little bit of a wider audience. So I think this channel is certainly targeting that well. Using capitalized titles in all of videos. YouTube said that this doesn't, I think, penalize a video creator from an algorithmic point of view, but they say that an audience is usually turned off by capitalized titles. That's difficult to prove, but it might be something worth testing, whether lowercase titles makes a difference. If it makes it worse, and obviously make sure that you continue to use capitalized titles. And I'm just wondering, in such a we see this channel as a 100,000 subscriber channel, Jeremy, but at the moment it's still relatively small. So is there anything that we could advise generally to this channel to distinguish themselves? Like, what is their unique selling point? How can this channel find a gap in the beauty market? I
would say that so the reason someone like Jeffree Star is a star and really famous, and the reason why most of the beauty vloggers, the famous ones, became famous, is because they have something to say and they have a personality. So Jeffree Star is, dresses like a lady and, is a dude. So that's a differentiator than a lot of people on YouTube. In this particular case, I would ask what her real passions are. Is she a mom? How can she relate to other women or kids or moms, in her age range? What makes her her? Yeah. And I would just really, and in the description here it says only cruelty free and vegan.
Yeah, that's something we picked up.
So I would actually add that in a lot of your titles.
Yeah, that's something that we've only been able to find out 10 minutes into auditing the channel. So if that is something that defines you, Laura, as a video creator on beauty, then that might be something you want to promote a little more. But I think generally speaking, a fantastic channel. It has great potential. You just need that boost. And just as I scroll down here, this channel's been around for a year or two, and you can see how this channel has worked super hard on their thumbnails. I mean, these ones earlier on, Jeremy, are perfectly acceptable, aren't they? But you can just see how they've obviously the text has changed a tremendous amount. And let me ask you, as a group here, which do you prefer, folks? Do you prefer these thumbnails which have quite a bit of text on, the person is still blown up a lot, or the thumbnails up here where there's less text and there seems to be a bit more emphasis on the person? Simple question, and hopefully the answer will be these thumbnails towards the top. All right, Jeremy, let's move on to the next channel, which is Michael Schiro. Sorry if I pronounced your name incorrectly there. You have 2,000 subscribers. You have some baseballs as your channel banner. And then you have videos about Fortnite with random numbers on there. Is that the file name of the recording maybe? And views in the single digits. So, Jeremy, I'm going to ask you a question here. What do you think? We can see here that there's something perhaps fundamentally inconsistent with this channel, or something that's not right. Or what do you think that might be?
I'm going to say that they got their subscribers from non-Fortnite stuff. So if you sort by most viewed, my theory is they did not get popular on Fortnite. I could be wrong.
Yep.
Could be completely wrong.
Okay,
but obviously sure. I'm not wrong. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, Grand Theft Auto. I'm not even sure what this is. These videos are about. It doesn't look as if those are Fortnite videos. From what I even wonder.
Yeah. So to say this channel is confusing is an understatement.
Mm-hmm.
We know a lot about how YouTube games, anyways. You know what's popular on YouTube. I'm not going to say I'm a gamer, but I don't know what this channel is about. I don't know if it's about Fortnite. I don't know if it's about baseball. I don't know if it's about other games that you got popular 4 years ago. So obviously, I'm not a big fan of the titles because you're just using, it seems to be whatever's generating with the videos you're making.
Yeah, perhaps a live stream's taken from somewhere else, maybe like a console recording that gives you a file name and then you just put it on YouTube, perhaps. A massive amount of content here. This is just content in the last week, so it's probably not worth pushing out all of this content, because whether it's confusing your current subscribers, like a week ago you were getting views in the double digits. I mean, this is something super simple here, but when the video creator spends a bit of time creating titles, we're getting views in the double digits and the hundreds, whereas if you put no effort into the titles, we get absolutely no views. So it's one of these 101 rules of YouTube is create a title of some kind to help your audience educate what the video is going to be about. I'm just trying to find when was the last sort of semi-successful video with a few hundred views. I mean, there's some stuff about here about weightlifting and dead weighting as well, so all sorts of confusing things here. So let's go back to the very, very basics here. I think, Jeremy, what do we ask at this point when we see a channel like this? And the simple question is, what is your focus? What do you really want to spread a message about on YouTube, and how are you going to stick to it, and how are you going to make yourself different? And it feels as if you're jumping from topic to topic, and you've had some success in the past with certain topics and videos. Why did you not stick around on them? Why are you trying to do Fortnite now? And what's your current strategy in terms of output? Because it seems to be you just press record and then you press stop and then the video's on YouTube and then you just move on to something else. And it feels as if just having content in YouTube is what you want to do, and you're not thinking about the metadata, the thumbnails, and how an audience is going to approach that. That's my perspective. Any additional thoughts there, Jeremy?
No, what's interesting is he's definitely spent a lot of time in the past doing great, you know, thumbnails and titles. Yeah. So I would just say never upload a video on YouTube unless it's thoughtful and purposeful. The titles, the thumbnails, everything.
There's just like 2 random videos here, which is to do with Bobby Crosby home run compilation, which get like 1,000 views and 200 views, and then we're on to Fortnite stuff again. So it's just always about. It seems like the creator goes back to Fortnite, and those videos don't perform well. But then there's other sort of random videos here and there that do a little bit better. So yeah, channel focus I think is certainly where this channel just sort of needs to do a bit of a soft reboot of a channel to determine where you're going to go in the future for the next few months. All right, Jeremy, I'm going to let you lead with this one because this is an interesting channel. I want to know what you think of the idea and the concept, which is Viewed This. What do you reckon it's about?
I don't know.
It's never a good start when the first sound out of your mouth is.
Well, I mean, I don't really know what this is. I'm trying to figure it out, but I've from, marijuana to, I don't know what this is about.
So recommending cool channels that YouTube doesn't yet. Viewed This looks to me like a channel that is going around YouTube and unearthing growing channels that have potential and trying to share them with his audience. That's how it seems to me. Recommended live streamers, recommended puppet channel, recommended alcohol and gaming channel. So maybe these are all more out there channels that YouTube wouldn't necessarily stick on their trending pages because of maybe the content. This channel is trying to not necessarily do YouTube's job, but it's almost like somebody on the platform trying to help viewers find content where YouTube might not necessarily do that thing. Does that help explain things for you at all?
Yeah, I definitely love the concept. What I would do, though, is I would actually figure out what people are searching for.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Jeremy.
Like, recommended is not going to probably most of the time not going to be the right words. Probably best marijuana YouTube channels or things like that are best Fortnite gamers 2019. You really need to use our tool or a tool like ours to figure out exactly what people are searching for specifically and what your review is, and then use those words. Best 2019 top 10 gamers for some weird random game no one plays, like that. Another thing I would do is I would actually have like a logo of like the best or top 10, or have some type of like actual graphic to explain what you do. Yeah. And then I would just take off 90% of the words that you're using in your. Basically, I would just redo your thumbnails from scratch. I would show 1 or 2 of the channels that you're showing off and like a circle logo or something like top 10.
Yeah, I completely agree with you there in terms of the concept has merit, but who is searching for this? And I think you trying to put this in the idea of a listicle format or something that like the best channels of a certain genre or upcoming channels of a certain genre, and having that best or top 10 in there in the title, I think has great potential. And yeah, I agree with you here as well. What it looks to be in every single thumbnail, they have this bottom portion here, which is to describe the type of channel, so it's After Dark or a new YouTube channel or a Rising Star channel, and then just a screenshot of the channel banner, basically this bit here. And it doesn't translate very well into a thumbnail, does it? I agree. You're probably wanting to grab this circular channel art and maybe blow that up on the thumbnail. I think would, and maybe have one word that describes the channel in some way, whether it be beauty or controversial or alcohol or gamer or however you want to do it. But yeah, I this is one of these channels which is, I've never come across it before. Seems really interesting. It's fantastic stuff. So awesome to see that. Okay, so what we are going to do next is look at this channel, which is Lower Parchment 01. And this looks to be a gaming channel again, Jeremy. That's maybe a bit more focus. 160 subscribers here. But, I mean, if you look at all of these characters up here, could you tell that they're from one game or two games or three games, Jeremy? What do you think here? What's going on with this channel?
Yeah, I would say some may even be anime and then some may be games. I'm not sure, like the very far right hand video image that almost looks more like anime. I'm not sure, but anyways, it looks nice. I like the banner a lot. So one thing I want to address to everyone is the second video, how to play rosa.mp4. There has been for about 10 years, there's been a misconception and urban myth that if you name and label your meta information within your videos themselves,
the file name,
or the file name, or even what you can even embed meta information within a video or an image, that somehow Google and YouTube is going to take that information and you're going to rank higher. This is false. We've over the years, I've disproved this many times, and I'm not sure if that was what was part of this .mp4, but if you name a video, it's not going to help you rank. I just promised you that.
Yeah, I'm just clicking on it here because I want to see what the associated video tags are with this. So if we're just going to briefly go into tags and keywords, like how to play Rosa. This is a game called Brawl Stars, so Brawl Stars isn't included in the title, which is probably going to be much more useful. Right. And then if you look at the tags here, I know personally that all of these tags are characters from a particular video game, but when you take them out of context, such as Crow and Leon and Pam and Penny, I don't think that's really going to help YouTube. If they're still using tags and if it still goes into the algorithm, that's not really going to help YouTube much, isn't it? You want to be looking at stuff more like how to play Rosa on Brawl Stars or Rosa Brawl Stars tutorial, and those sort of keywords would be more relevant than all of these broader ones. So some general advice there on how you might use keywords. So going back to the channel there, I think we've debunked that possible myth. Again, just a channel really which seems to be jumping around its topic quite a lot. We've had Brawl Stars, which has been popular with some channels, then Subnautica, and it feels like this is one of these video creators where I'm going to play this game today, and so I'm going to record it, and that's going to create a video for me. But that's not necessarily what your audience wants. Your audience is probably subscribed to you for Brawl Stars or Subnautica. So the approach should be that you do as many videos on that topic as possible to continue to feed your audience. So yeah, switching topics is probably a little tricky. And just looking at the posting consistency, you were posting videos regularly 4 or 5 months ago, then a huge break. What happens to the channel? And now, after you turn, the next 2 videos are on 2 completely different games again. So again, where does the audience... What does the audience expect from you? Classic instance of a gaming channel which thinks that the focus of their channel is gaming, but should be a lot more focus than that in terms of, Jeremy, you use this phrase a lot, and I've adopted it now, 2 inches wide and a mile deep in terms of how you cover your content, and this is certainly where the channel needs to look at. Anything else before we move on?
Yeah, just for everyone's purposes, talking about what you were saying about tags, if you're a small channel under 1,000 or 10,000 or 100,000 subscribers, you're not going to rank for one phrase terms. It's not going to happen. Mm-hmm. So don't use 1 or 2 phrase terms in your tags. Actually use long tail phrases like how to play Fallout 4, blah, 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 whatever the video's about. Like, 5, 6, 7, 8 characters long. There's definitely a misconception. Now, we do work with and have customers here at vidIQ that rank for one term, one word terms. One of my friend's channels ranks #1 on the word skateboarding, And that's really hard to do, but they have 4 million subscribers. So if you're under 10,000 subscribers, I would not even consider trying to rank for one phrase terms.
Yeah, I would completely agree with you there. And if you want more information about keyword research, I think if you search vidIQ keyword research, I did like a 25-minute video all about how you might want to employ keywords and tags into videos. So do check that one out. All right, next one. This is always one of these types of channels, but I struggle to try and define and advise on. And this really tells us what it's about. Memeified. It's probably the anti-Article 13 channel in existence in terms of probably using a lot of copyrighted content but transforming it into something comedic. 177 subscribers, and we're jumping all over the place here. Rise of a Skywalker, North Korea but in Isengard. It's settled there, no idea what that video is about. Prequel memes, one. I mean, Jeremy, you call this, I think it's like the TikTok generation of content on YouTube.
I do.
And how does a channel hope to make an impact with such content? I mean, looking at it, relatively small channel, but they're getting a healthy amount of views for their channel size, I would say, sort of moving into the double digits, hundreds sometimes. Where does a channel like this go?
Yeah, so, one thing I would say is on TikTok and other platforms, Instagram, you can actually kind of get away with not doing title, keyword rich titles. In this particular case, you may want to add something like funny memes 2019 in front of all your content.
Yeah.
So that you're matching the search intent of what people are searching for. Right now, it's just honestly, you're not going to rank for most of these terms because your channel is so small.
Yeah.
But you may be able to rank for something like funny memes 2019.
Yeah.
So figure out what your focus is and then how all of the different random pieces of content can fit into that category. And it's probably going to be something like funny memes 2019. And then if you add that to all of your titles and tags and descriptions, and you're not using content that's going to get you in trouble, then you'll probably do well.
Couple of final thoughts. I love the channel name, Memeified. I think that's a brilliant way to describe your channel. It's that almost like describes the channel without any need for anything else. I don't know if the flashing red eyes in each of the characters is a theme of yours, but I find that entertaining as well. And just a final thought, looking at the video length, a lot of them tend to be around about a minute, a little less than a minute, a little more than a minute. So are you leveraging this content on other distribution platforms as well? Because it may be that TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, those may be your more preferred target platforms, and YouTube is just one arm of that. So Memeified, that's your channel. I hope you found our advice useful. And we're now going to move on to AF Citizen, 20,000 subscribers, this one. And without seeing what's on the channel banner other than somebody holding a camera, a couple of people holding the cameras, this looks like potentially a news agency of some kind or a professional TV studio that's just redistributing their content on YouTube. It's in another language, so I can't really read the description. But would you go along with my general thoughts here, Jeremy, if this is the type of channel it feels
like a news channel of some sort?
Yeah. And so with that, I mean, we'll look again, this is going to be a channel which has really spiky view counts, sometimes 10,000 views, very polarizing article, that one. But then others with 250,000 views. So, Jeremy, you've worked a lot with big brands and clients who have like a lot of content that needs to be distributed on a YouTube platform. Are there any general piece of advice you could offer such a channel?
Yeah, one of the things I see is just kind of complicated. So the whole thing about news is having a hook, a beginning, middle, and end, and an intriguing reason to click.
Yeah.
So what I would say on your thumbnails is I would actually try to paint a picture of a more complicated and picture of what the video is about. So I would you're doing a good job using like people pointing and people, you can see the whites of their eyes and what's happening. But I think what you could improve on is actually showing like visuals of what the video is about. Because I know that people are, talking or pointing or praying, but I don't know what the video is about. And text is not actually the best way to do it. It's like making a comic strip and making this visually appealing and giving someone a reason to click. So using arrows and circles and visuals of what the video is about is probably a better direction. Especially, I would look at a lot of the English news channel, YouTube video channels. There's actually quite a lot of great examples of how CNN and some other, news YouTube channels in America, how they just really give someone a reason to click. Also in the titles themselves, I can't read them, but I would give someone reasons to click in the titles also.
Let's do an experimental view here. Let's just have a look at CNN, for example, and maybe have a look at some of their video thumbnails and contrast them a little bit if we can. So, I mean, these look to be very focused on like one particular person in each of these. This almost looks like a...
That may not even be, it's AF.
Something's gone wrong with my...
We should be on the...
Let's
it
try
is
that
6
again.
million subs though, so it probably is.
Yeah, it's kind of merged the text from... Look at all this, Jeremy.
Oh wow,
we're breaking YouTube as we speak here in terms of how many subscribers this channel's got.
Wow, that's a lot of subscribers.
But yeah, look, here are the thumbnails then. So it's pretty much one person in each of the thumbnails, and there's no text. So is that perhaps where you're suggesting Citizen AF may lean towards a little bit in terms of their
instead of
content?
using text, I would use visuals to explain what the video is about, and then titles to give someone that reason to click.
Yeah. All right. So hope you found that useful there. Sorry, Citizen AF, that the YouTube channel seems to have broken a little bit, but I hope you found that advice useful. Next channel we're going to look at here is Music Master, 320 subscribers. So what I'm going to ask here straight away is, within 10 seconds, I see the channel banner, I see the channel name, and then I look at my the thumbnails, and I ask the immediate question, is this channel really about music? And the reason I ask that is because, all right, I see Drake, but I also see something about PewDiePie. All right, a lot of channels have jumped on that topic. But then the thumbnails and the titles don't really communicate to me very well that these are music videos. And as I look more, I'm not convinced. It seems like there's a bit of music there. But Jeremy, would you agree? I mean, one of your favourite artists here, Jeremy, Triple X and Tentation, whoever that is there. But beyond that, is this a music channel? I'm not convinced.
Yeah, I no idea. I would.
It's funny how we say that sometimes. Like, I know people are probably sort of listening to us, watching, and they say, "Oh, they've got no idea. What do they know?" But this is where we're in the first impressions mode, and this is how a lot of other viewers are going to see the channel. And you look at it, and within 10 seconds, like, I've no idea what this channel's about, and that's like an immediate turn off, isn't it?
Yeah, and the thing is, we're doing this kind of on purpose. I mean, we're old, but we know who Drake is. We're not that out of culture.
Who's Drake?
But we're also doing this to like maybe sting you guys a little bit into understanding how important first impressions really are on YouTube. YouTube has come out and said that click-through rates on thumbnails, for example, are like one of the most important things, and titles and your descriptions are super important. Obviously, watch time is about the most important part. So having a very visually appealing reason to click on stuff, knowing what your channel is about, it's going to really help you. So Rob brings up a good point. We're a little more intelligent than we come off to be, but we are trying to let you understand how important first impressions are.
You say that, Jeremy, but in the live chat, not Kieran has just said, did Rob just ask who is Triple X Tenation? And the answer is yes. I have no idea who this person is. My musical knowledge is terrible. Like, I'm interested in TV and film scores, and that's it. So if you like the Game of Thrones theme tune or the Avengers theme tune, yeah, I love that. But in terms of musical artists, I do not have a clue. So yeah, in terms of that, I am not intelligent at all. All right, what we're going to do now is going to take a very short break, and I'm going to load up some more channels to do a quick fire audit round. So Jeremy, you are on radio silence for about 3 minutes, and when we come back, we'll try and get through as many channels as we can in the time remaining. Back soon. If your YouTube channel is stuck in a rut, maybe it's time you gave it the vidIQ boost treatment. Still not convinced? Here's 10 reasons why you should.
vidIQ. vidIQ.
vidIQ.com. With vidIQ Boost, you have complete access to one of the most powerful marketing tools on YouTube, the channel audit. It will show you in a snapshot what's working on your channel, what isn't working on your channel, and all of those little things like titles, tags, and end screens that you need to fix. We also take the guesswork out of search engine optimization with our keyword suggestion tools. Knowing what people are searching for means you know what to include in your titles, tags, and descriptions, all of which you can add with a single click. With our competitor tracking tool, you can follow up to 20 channels working in the same video space as you. If their content is catching fire, chances are they're doing something right, and you need to add your own spin to the topic. One of our Boost exclusive tools is Bulk SEO. This analyzes content you have already published and shows you how people are finding that content and how you can improve it further with keywords you're not even using. Have vidIQ do the work for you by alerting you through email with a list of videos that are trending based on your search criteria. If you see a trend blowing up, it's time to ride that wave for massive channel growth. Want to quickly post videos natively on Facebook rather than YouTube links? Our syndication tool can do that for you in just a few easy clicks. Through subscriber analysis, you can discover what your fans do when they're not watching you. This can help you discover new video topics and channels of interest, as well as understanding when your subscribers are online, so you know the best time to publish your content. Have you ever wanted to know which channels covering similar topics to you are having viral moments, no matter how big or indeed how small the channel is? Our most viewed tool will help you uncover those hidden gems. With vidIQ Boost, you also get vidIQ Pro features as well, which include our titles, tags and descriptions translation tool, as well as the controversial keyword checker, saving you from possible demonetization flags. And while we're on the subject of upgrade banners and locked features and rocket icons you might have seen as a vidIQ free user, with vidIQ Boost, all of this goes away. You have complete access to every single one of our tools. Our support team is available and ready to answer your questions in the supported languages on screen now. Start boosting your channel today and let us educate you on your YouTube journey.
Oye, tu cara me suena.
All right then, we are back. I do apologise sometimes if you hear videos playing in the background. What happens there is I load up the channel page and I try and quickly jump to the videos tab, but for some reason YouTube continues to play the channel trailer in the background, so I have to refresh the page. It's one of those behind the scenes things that you sometimes hear, but we are back and we are now going to audit a couple more channels for you. Jeremy, can you still see my screen just to confirm?
Yep.
Yes, you can. Okay, so with that being said, we're now going to go into the fast channel audit stage here, where we look at channels a little more quickly, maybe focus on one particular thing that might be of use. So I'm just going to press the transition button, which brings us into the quick audits. So let's take a look. It looks as if that transition is broken, which is fantastic to see. So I'll just press my button and get straight into the channels. And Jeremy, who have we got here? This is something that you're really pushing to me, actually. You want me to do a lot of content on K-pop. The question is why, and I think this channel answers it.
Yeah, I mean, K-pop is really popular. I obviously am old and don't know anything about K-pop. but we do know what's trending and what's doing well on YouTube right now. And K-pop is very, very big on YouTube. So this is a K-pop channel discussing and seems to be discussing and talking about what's going on with K-pop. I think it's funny, the last thumbnail they did where he put his face like in there with stuff. Yeah, it's pretty
there we go. Yeah.
So I really have no idea about K-pop. I just know it's popular. But I will say a lot of these thumbnails are good. What I could see improvement on is finding a way to have a brand and, you know, having more consistency with these thumbnails. That's definitely would be something that I would recommend.
Yeah. I was just, sorry, Jeremy, I was just sort of searching through the channel there because I was wanting to know how old the channel was. I'm thinking this might be a fairly new channel. I was also looking at the most popular videos, and incredibly, for a channel with 75,000 subscribers, the video with the most views, I can't believe this. I thought there'd be like a massive breakthrough video, but the most popular video has 220,000 views. So that's incredible for a channel of that size. Shows super consistent audience. I just assumed there'd be one with like 1 million or 2 million views, which would bring a lot of the audience, but it seems to be a really popular thing. And my question is, the channel's been around since 2011, so I'm just wondering what they were doing back in 2011, because it looks as if this channel may have gone through, okay, so interesting. Is that the oldest videos? Let me just do that again. I just want to confirm that. So they started making videos a year ago. So even though the channel's very old, the users just started creating content a year ago. And that's what can happen when you jump onto a really trending cultural phenomenon, in that they've built up a channel, a huge success in the space of a year on this particular topic. So whether it's Fortnite or whatever, if you can be one of the first and covering it in detail such as this, you can enjoy the views. And yeah, Jeremy, you were just saying that the one thing you'd like to see is a bit more consistency in their branding, because we have like super purples at the top here. But then if you look at, I agree with you there, each of the thumbnails are good in their own, on their own merits, aren't they? But they could all be from completely different channels. And that might be what potentially skews the view counts potentially on some of these, because the viewer simply doesn't realize that it's from the same channel. I mean, we can see here there is a bit of branding with the logo in the bottom left hand corner or right corner, but sometimes that blends into the background a little bit on some of these.
I will say, I mean, I saw it, but I didn't see it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, it took me a couple of minutes to identify that. So it's there, but it's perhaps not strong enough.
It looked more like noise than a logo.
But generally speaking, DareDB K-pop, fantastic channel there. And in terms of the content and the what you're covering here, keep on doing that. Just tweaks needed here and there. All right, we're going to look at Indianistic. I'm going to pronounce that as Indianistic. This channel seems to be about all things India, I would say. Facts that include food, arts, current affairs, travel and science. A 1,000 subscriber channel, but with views well in advance of the subscriber size on each of these, which seems fairly promising. Jeremy, we're looking at a listicle channel here, which seems to be nailing it a lot of the time. Why are listicle channels so interesting and fascinating to viewers? I
mean, it all started like probably when newspapers started hundreds of years ago. Understanding from a marketing perspective how to gain people's attention and get them away from something else. And 7 Reasons Why You Might Die Tomorrow is more interesting than, people died from heart attacks sometimes, like it gives you a reason. And also these listicles, it's going to be hard hitting and quick, so you can get through them quickly. So people are more likely to click on them. But 7 reasons, 21 reasons, 115 reasons. These listicles have always done extremely well on Google and YouTube. Even on platforms like Pinterest. And I think they'll keep on doing well. You definitely want a niche vertical. Like, I don't think the 10 highest paid athletes and then 20 interesting facts about
I know
summer, that just seems too off. Like, unless your channel was all about listicles, like which some channels do that well, I just feel like you almost need a theme.
Yeah, I spotted that as well, and I'm just looking at the most recent ones. There's suddenly some consistency here in the thumbnails, which seems to be very uniform. But yeah, we're going from Instagram beaches to spices that prevent sunstroke. So where's the connection? And is that a case of simply sorting by the most popular and saying, okay, we do really well on this particular topic, should we niche down here? And another question I would ask is this specifically about India? I mean, it feels like a channel that may started out about information about India, but now it seems to be more listicles of any topic. Or are there summer facts about Indian summer facts? I think maybe a bit of channel value proposition needs to be tweaked on there. But generally speaking, you've got some very strong videos coming out. Looks like you took a bit of a break and are coming back into it in the last couple of months, so might need to build up for traction a little bit there. But yeah, we think that you're onto the right track, but where is going to be the focus for your listicles in the future? All right, next one here is a foreign channel to us, but it is Christian Cosmos, 44,000 subscribers here, and I mean, Jeremy, I'll ask you the question. I will ask the audience the question. What do you think this channel's about? And you get an immediate answer through the channel banner and the thumbnails. And that is, of course,
working out,
improving, building your muscles in certain areas on particular videos. And Jeremy, you've said this in other audits today, like the circles to focus on a particular area, or arrows pointing to things, just almost to spell it out to the video, the potential viewer. This is what we are looking at in this particular video. Make sure you click on it. I think this is a fantastic channel. Generally, thumbnails are really strong. Maybe could be a bit more consistent in some areas because the font changes a little bit here and there. But yeah, what are we generally thinking about this channel?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you had a more consistent colored background, like the second thumbnail and the fourth one on the second line, if you were able to just keep more consistency in your typography and background colors, I think you could be one of the premier channels in your country. You know, the thumbnails are amazing individually.
Yeah, they really are.
I think that if you were able to get more of a brand, a branding in your thumbnails, it would be phenomenal. So well done on the thumbnails. I also like, in general, your philosophy of your titles. 3 best exercises for big traps, fast, perfect. How to develop bicep peaks.
Yeah,
great.
And something interesting here I've just noticed is I was looking at these 2 videos because it was upper chest and inner chest. These videos seem to have done particularly well. And there's a change in language. So we got, I think that's Spanish or Portuguese in the thumbnails, but then the titles is English. So that's a really interesting strategy.
And I wonder if this is actually meta translations.
Yeah, interesting. Let's just click on it. I just want to find out what the language is in the video themselves.
Si consigues tener un buen desarrollo en la parte superior del pecho, tu físico va a marcar la diferencia. Al instante te va a dar...
Really interesting. Jeremy, you can't hear that obviously, but the video is in I think Spanish, but all of the metadata in terms of a title, the description is in English. And I don't think I've translated any of this. And then the tags are in Spanish again. So I've never seen that used so successfully on a channel before.
I do that on my personal channel. I translate between 20 and 40 different titles and descriptions. And I will tell you that it's weird, right? Because that's a weird experience. It's not your language, but then you're watching it. I'm not sure I think it's a great idea.
I've just realized what this is. So what this will be is the video creator's not actually done the titles in English per se. They'll have done it in their native language, but then use the translation tool in YouTube and vidIQ to then translate that into other languages, so that when I look at it and my location is set to English or an English language, I see the English translations. So that's where it's coming from. Really interesting stuff there, but I think that shows great dedication. Probably done a lot of translation work. I mean, sorry, I'm just going to click on it again because I want to do the captions and find out whether the captions are in English
Cómo hacer crecer la...
Yeah, so look, we've got English translations there as well in the captions, and I find that really fascinating as well. So I think this is a good example of a channel that's predominantly based in its native language, but is spending a lot of time obviously looking at its demographics to see where can we reach a wider audience, and it's certainly doing that with the content there. Spent a little bit longer on that one, but really interesting stuff. All right, Jeremy, one of your favourite topics, Disney. I know you're a super fan of Disney, and you go there whenever you can. What is this channel about here? All aboard Disney Travel Secrets.
I'm guessing about Disney Travel. You know what I love about this channel, and this is what we preach like almost every time we do a review, is, you know, quickly you should know what the channel is about. The banner should reflect that. The images and the title should reflect that. And they use Disney World on almost every title they seem to. And, you know, I think all in all, it's a very well done channel. What I want to give them grief about is hiding their subscriber count.
Jeremy always finding grief to dish out for each channel. But yeah, you're hiding the subscriber count. Jeremy spotted that in 30 seconds. We're asking the question, why? If you never be afraid of hiding your subscriber counts, but obviously we've done that. It just means that we don't know what the size of a channel is. I would guess, looking at the view counts, probably within like 400-500 subscribers, I would say. I think this is an interesting channel in terms of its unique selling point. Is that this is, I'm going to say, an older couple who enjoy visiting Disney and going on Disney cruises, it looks like, as well. And so that already positions them in a slightly more unusual spot. We looked at channels, Travis and I, a few weeks ago, where it was about retired couples visiting certain countries and the advice that they can give to other viewers. So we know exactly the target audience in this channel, and I think that's a really a good idea. I think the thumbnails could leave a bit more improvement here as well. For example, this one, it's like almost you're determined to get some text on a thumbnail, and by doing that you've completely covered up your face in what looks to be a scary ride. And I think telling the emotion of that ride would be far more important than trying to have some text on there, which you have in the title anyway. But generally speaking, the channel is growing and the thumbnails are certainly improving. So yeah, just keep it up there with your All Aboard TV Disney Travel Secrets. Anything else there, Jeremy, before we move on?
Yeah, just less text and embrace who you guys are. So try in your titles to actually talk about, you know, what people are searching for. Like adults, for example, could be a term that, you know, Disney, something adults, like not kids, you know, best Disney vacation for adults. I'm sure people are searching for things around that. Yeah. And I would just embrace that so that you can build a culture and a channel of culture of people like you.
What to do as an adult in Disney World, or like a Disney vacation with no kids, that type of thing, maybe way looking at it in terms of search terms. All right, Jeremy, I want you to have a go at trying to pronounce this channel name.
Simpletivity.
Yeah, it takes like a few seconds to work out how to say it in your head, but I think you're spot on there. 60,000 subscribers. Get more done and enjoy less stress. I love the value proposition here. It tells us that it's going to be a channel about doing things in a simple way, and it looks to be the case in terms of the content here. What do we think of this channel here, Jeremy?
I absolutely love that the banner has the person. I love that.
And the busyness killer. I love that little suggestion.
I love the fact that he was very purposeful in his messaging. Get more done, enjoy less stress. You know exactly what the channel is about. I'm not guessing. Now, personally, I'm not a fan of doing thumbnails with a white background. Why don't I like a white background, Rob?
Because it blends into the background on desktop, as we can see here. And you also have a similar attitude towards black thumbnails as well. So it kind of gets lost a little bit when we have something like that. I mean, if you look at this now, because of all of the a lot of text and icons on white backgrounds, it's difficult to really get your eyes to focus on what might be your favorite thumbnail. I'm guessing that's where you're coming from, Jeremy.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now, this, I think one of the problems this channel is going to have, but also one of its strengths is that it answers the questions people are asking on YouTube. That means that you will get occasionally videos that have 45,000 views, which is fantastic. But then you'll also have videos that only get 1,000 views, because I'm going to guess again that you probably don't have a very loyal audience. You got 60,000 subscribers, but my guess would be is that they subscribe, watch 1 or 2 videos specifically on Trello or Gmail, and then they don't watch many more of your videos. And that feels like the nature of a business in terms of your content. So I think you're doing very well to have such a big audience and generally good views. I guess the one thing is that when you're covering these events, whether it's Gmail or home screen setup tips for a mobile device, are you looking at the things that are trending right now, whether it's a new release of a feature or a bug that's been identified? Whenever you see something that's of particular importance or interest, then jump on them, as well as having the evergreen content. I'm going to sort by most popular here, and I would guess you've got 1 or 2 videos that are sitting on the top of the search rankings for particular ways to do things and are getting a lot of views, like how to use Google Keep. You're probably ranked number 1 or 2 there, or the best way to filter Google Gmail labels, you're probably the top of the list there. So it's kind of like that needle in a haystack. Sometimes you're throwing a ball into a bucket. That's a terrible analogy. I was going to say, and see what sticks, but that doesn't make any sense. Do you know where I'm going here with Jeremy? It's just like the nature of the content means that it's difficult to build a loyal following, but there is space for this on YouTube. Is there anything else this channel could do to make it better?
So the only other thing I would say is, even though you're doing very well, I don't actually think that you're using the terms, productivity terms, that people are exactly searching for. Now, I will say how to read more books in less amount of time or something. That might be something people are searching for, but I would do a little more research on titles and really try to go for near exact phrase of what people are searching for.
Yeah.
So optimize your home screen in 3 easy steps is 3,000 views because you're not answering a question. But then when you have 40 or 50,000 views, a lot of it is more of an answer.
Yeah. So there you are, Simpletivity, great channel, awesome proposition. We just hope you can get more of those evergreen videos that are going to just continue to perform well on your channel for years. And now we're going to look at here another foreign channel. It is Elaine Surfier, 3,000 subscribers, motivation. Learning to surf in my 40s. So that's a very interesting proposition there. Is it specifically about that? I can't translate the titles here. But seems to have a good base of an audience for what looks to be quite a niche approach channel. And thumbnails seem to be intriguing and interesting. Bit of experimentation going on there, Jeremy. Yeah, we're going to struggle a little bit here because we don't know what the titles tell us. But what are you thinking about this channel? It feels as if it's like a person exploring themselves and discovering something new, irrespective of whether age tells them they might be able to do such a thing. Kind of, yeah. I mean, almost like you say you're an old skating nerd. It's kind of that similar vibe almost. Yeah,
I mean, I have a channel a similar size as her, and I'm in my 40s and I skateboard. So I would say it's very, very similar to my channel. I just skateboard and she surfs, even though there is a lot of skateboarding stuff on our channel. I like it. I think that, again, even though I can't necessarily read all of the titles, from what I see right now, you may not be answering questions as well as you could. So if you scroll back all the way up to the very top, like dropping in on a Carver skateboard, I just think there's probably ways to phrase this with questions, but you can also answer questions within a vlog. It doesn't have to necessarily, as long as it answers the question, it doesn't necessarily have to be a traditional how-to. So I would just say that keep on experimenting with thumbnails and then get more consistent when you have the higher click-through rate thumbnails, and then really make sure that you're answering questions instead of just vlogging, so that more people are going to find you through discoverability.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, brings to an end the live stream for this week. In the end, we had an incredible 300 channel submissions, and I think we got through around about 10% of those. And we covered a lot of different channels this week, Jeremy, didn't we? We've gone from surfing to productivity to gaming, as usual, music channels, haul ones. The one thing that we missed this week, which we usually do, is a fishing channel. So I don't know where all the fishing channels were this week. They're probably dozens of them in there somewhere, but thank you for everybody to submitting your channels this week, and we do appreciate everything that you do on the channel. If you want to say your goodbyes, we're going to be shouting them out in the next couple of minutes, and I just wanted to quickly go to the super chats because I missed some as we were going through this. Let me see. We had super chats from Joe Boy, Galactic TV, thank you, Crackerlack TV, that's an interesting username, Nikias Molina, also with a super chat here, T and Sharinda, and there's also a super chat here, Jeremy, which is still on, from Babbletop. Oh wow, $100 Canadian from Babbletop here. I think this is a listicle channel that looks at food and different things, and they're asking if we can maybe take a look at they're having some issues with monetization. That's a big topic, and we're going to do obviously a lot more videos on monetization over the coming months, so that might be an interesting one. Thank you for the amazing super chat there. And DK Rack, or D-Crack, I'm not sure how to pronounce your name, but keep up the great work. You installed vidIQ yesterday. Awesome, yeah. That as we end the show today, folks, if you didn't get your channel audited, then please do check out the tool that we have. It has over 50 tools to help you grow your channel. There's a link in the video description. Make sure to download it. If you are new to vidIQ, then make sure to subscribe. If you do so in the next couple of minutes, you may even see your name appear here as we say goodbye. We're also on Twitter and Facebook, where you can get in touch with us. And we do live streams 3 times a week. We've got a live stream today, as you've just seen. Later on, we'll be doing our product tour webinar tomorrow. And I don't know about you, Jeremy, I think you'll agree with me here, but I think the best live stream of the week is that product tour webinar, where Leron just shows you how to leverage the power of vidIQ and all the tools that we have. I mean, it's fantastic, and Leron's got that presentation nailed down to a T, and you'll just look at it and think, wow, this tool can do this and this tool can do that, and it gives you the power as a video creator to transform your channel. And on the Thursdays, we ask any question that you ask to us about vidIQ, YouTube, or your channel. We have a panel on. Sometimes it's Jeremy, sometimes it's Leron, sometimes it's Travis, and we just discuss YouTube and what's going on, and we really do take enjoyment out of working with you, the community, of which we're going to say goodbye to the following today, which include the Skylar Squad, Giga Patterns, Go Groomer, Nige Rider, Gaming Pro Brothers, Fortcraft125. This Bites for you, a moderator there. Thank you very much for your contributions, as always. And that also includes Dr. Sten Ekberg as well, who's moderating for us, and you do it. All of you, thank you for moderating. B22 Vios also here. Dat Mexican Boy is also in the house. Goodbye to you. Jeremy, who else are we saying goodbye to?
Luma Daddy there. We have, wow, it's going really fast. Yep. We have the Ninth Doctor, did you already say that one? CW Gaming Footy Ants, Ellen Surfa, and Joker Parody.
Be Outdoors, Joker Parody. I think I generally just said that one. Foodie Ants, I may have just said that one. Dino Suarez, TSP Heat, and I'm probably mispronouncing half of these. Noir Gaming, Dose of Smiley, Megan Phillips, all of you. I want to say this: the most important currency in the world is time, and you just spent that time with us on vidIQ. I hope you took value out of it. Jeremy, it is time to do our awkward goodbyes as we say goodbye, and of course, as always, enjoy the rest of your video making day. Bye for now.